Hello Stampers, it's Debbie with Stamp with Debbie, and I would like to welcome you to Facebook Live on this lovely Wednesday afternoon. I'm going to just get everything set up real quickly. These are the projects we're going to be making today. 3 fun Valentine treats using the Hey Love stamp set from Stampin' Up. It's a brand new stamp set in the Occasions catalog. And we're just going to give everyone a few minutes to get logged on. If you're on, if you would just leave a comment of where you're watching us from today, that would be great. And like I said, we'll give everyone just a few minutes to join us here. And I'll talk real quick about a couple things. We have a brand new catalog, in case you weren't aware. We have a new Occasions catalog and a Sale-a-Bration catalog. And these catalogs both have some wonderful products in them. The Occasions catalog has lots of good products. The Sale-a-Bration, if you're not familiar with that, goes from now until March 31st. Every time you make a $50 purchase, you can choose something out of this catalog for free. Now, there are a couple things that you need to have a $50 or a $100 purchase for. This one here is if you have a $100 purchase, you can get this free, but there are lots of $50 choices. And I'll have a couple samples up on my Facebook page in the next coming weeks of some samples from that and samples out of this catalog. I just got a slow start because my husband and I went to Disney the week before Christmas, and then there was Christmas week, and then I have been sick the last 3 weeks, or the 3 weeks following Christmas, so it's just been a little tedious trying to get some samples, but I'm working on it, and I have a catalog kickoff this weekend, so if you're local to me in Michigan, I would love it if you would join me. The cost is $15, and you can just leave me a comment or message me directly at stampitwithdebbie@gmail.com if you would like to come, so that I can make sure to have enough supplies cut out for you. So again, we're going to be using products out of the Occasions catalog today, and I'll show you how to make these 3 fun treats. What some of you might not know about me is Halloween is probably my #1 favorite holiday, followed by Valentine's Day. I remember as a kid decorating my little Valentine box at school and cutting out hearts, paper hearts, folding the piece of construction paper in half and cutting out a bunch of hearts, and that was one of my favorite things to do, and I still like to make Valentines. So again, if you're here with me, if you would go ahead and just leave a comment. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to see your comments today. I'm still working through like some updates with my phone and with my iPad, and so I'm just going to go ahead and I'll go back later and respond to all the comments. That way I don't get distracted during the live feed and forget something important that I wanted to show you. So let me get started. Let me just show you what each of these has. This one inside has, I don't know if you remember these little fun dips. It's a candy stick here and powder here. And that's what's inside of here. And you could put a glue dot to hold that down. This is a little mini Rice Krispie treat. And inside of this one, you just have to slide the ribbon off. And this is Hershey Kisses. They're lava Hershey Kisses, and I don't know if you've tried them, but they are kind of delicious. So be careful if you get a bag, because they might disappear rather quickly. So I think we will start with the little box first. So I'm going to set these aside. And actually, I am going to show you one other thing. Stampin' Up! In the Occasions catalog, this is the stamp set we're going to be using, no longer has wood mount stamp sets. So they have a new, some of you have expressed a concern that the clear mount, which is the red rubber that you stick on a clear block, don't stick to your block. So Stampin' Up! Has resolved that issue. So I already attached all of these, so I just wanted to show you real quickly, and I will post a video too on how to do this, a video from Stampin' Up! So it's just like the old ones. You're going to peel that little label off the back of your stamp set. And then you're going to come over here to the stickers, and you're going to, whoop, got to get on the right side, peel the label off of that and leave it right on your thing of stickers. Then you're going to take this and very carefully line it up, and then your sticker is on here. Now the thing that you need to be very careful of, because this is really, really sticky, so when you put it down, it's going to stick and it's not going to fall off. It's when you peel it off, you have to be very careful and pull very slowly, or you could damage the foam and rip the sticker off. So I just wanted to show you that real quickly. And again, I will be posting a video from Stampin' Up! That details this a little better, but I wanted to let you know that that's the kind of stamp that we're going to be using today. And this is the stamp set. And then the paper that we're going to be using is from the All My Love. And I just wanted to show you real quickly. The paper is beautiful. It's, again, two-sided as always. And these are some of my favorites. Lots of, I don't think there's any in here that I don't like. Again, it's all two-sided, and some of it's getting away because I've already cut it up. There's a red polka dot, and on the back of that, these beautiful flowers. I think I already showed you this piece. And this is one of my favorites too. And then this one here. And I think I'm not sure if I showed you that one already. So this is the paper that we're going to be using, and I'll be featuring some other projects too. I've created some little Valentine cards with this same set, and I'll post those later this week. So the first one we're going to do is this cute little box. And let me just get all of the things that I need here for that. Get out my stamp cleaner so that I can clean my stamps when I'm done. Alright, what you're going to need is a piece of cardstock, and I'm using Lovely Lipstick. This is cut at 5 1/4 by 5 1/4. You're going to need another piece of Lovely Lipstick, and actually when you cut this piece of paper at 5 1/4, this will cut right off the end. So this is 5 1/4 by 3/4. You need a piece of designer paper cut at 5/8 by 5 1/4. And then you need 4 little squares cut at 1 1/2 by 1 1/2 inches. You also need a little scrap of black and of Whisper White. And then for this one, we're going to use the skunk, so I'll go ahead and get him put on the block real quickly. Okay, so we have a little scoring to do. And I'm just going to get my scoreboard out, and we're going to score at 1 3/4 on all sides. All 4 sides. So just keep flipping it around at 1 3/4. And that's all the scoring that we need. And then we need a pair of paper snips, and we're going to cut up to that first score line, and we're going to do the same thing on the other side. And we need our bone folder so we can make nice crisp lines. And then I would recommend tear and tape, or you can probably use Tombow because that's a good strong adhesive. Today I'm just going to use my fast fuse because I'm trying to make this a little quick here. And you're just going to put adhesive on these two middle flaps and then fold up your outer flaps to the center. And then again, you need to put fast fuse or some other strong adhesive, the tear and tape or the Tombow. If you use Tombow, you do have to hold it for just a minute to make sure that it's secured. And bring that to the edge. And then the next thing we're going to do is take our 4 pieces of 1.5 by 1.5, put some adhesive on there. And just put those on all 4 corners, or all 4 sides. Now for the handle, we want to take this piece of designer paper, again cut it 5/8 by 5 1/4. We're going to put that in the center of our cardstock that we cut at 1 inch by 5 1/4. And here you can either use Tombow, because that is a pretty strong adhesive, and you can, let's just use that this time. So I'm going to put it on the edges, both edges. If you're just joining us, if you would just leave a comment and let me know you're here, where you're watching from, if you celebrate Valentine's Day or if you like Valentine's like I do, leave me a comment. So you're just going to put that down inside of the box. Because we're using Tombow, we want to hold it for just a minute. And then we'll bring this to the other side. And again, you just want to hold it for a minute because you're using the Tombow. Tombow gives you a little bit of flexibility because it stays wet longer than, say, the tear and tape or the fast fuse. But then you do have to hold it for just a minute. So now our box is pretty much done. We need to do a little bit of our stamping. And for that, we're going to use this Starburst punch and the 2-inch circle punch. So I'm going to set this aside for just a minute. This is where I need that scrap of white. And I'm also going to use my Memento Black. And I'm going to stamp up my skunk. Put that right there in the middle. And I'm also going to stamp Stinkin' Sweet. I'm going to use the punch to punch out, the 2-inch punch to punch out my little skunk here. And then I'm going to use this 1-inch punch to punch out the Stinkin' Sweet. It fits on there very tightly, but it fits. And then I'm going to use the scallop circle punch. It's 1 1/8. I'm going to punch that in black. And we can go ahead and just attach this one to this and set that aside. Also in the black, we need to use the scallop punch. I'm sorry, Starburst punch. That's a Starburst punch. I'm going to do that in black. And we're going to do a little bit of coloring. So I'm going to grab a piece of scrap paper here for our skunk. I'm going to use the light basic black, and I'm also going to use the light lovely lipstick. I'm going to color his or her nose with pink and color the heart. And again, if you have any questions about any of the products or anything, I like to wait until the end of the video just so I don't get distracted by looking at the comments. So if you have a comment, I definitely will go back after the video and answer any questions that you have. So don't feel like I'm not going to answer those, because I definitely will. So I'm just going to color my skunk really quickly here. Using, I think the other one I might have colored in the dark smoky slate, and this one I'm doing in the light black Stampin' Blends marker. So I think because of his hand is there, I'm going to leave that part white so it doesn't make his hand disappear. And then we're done with that part. And so all we need to do is put a little adhesive on here, attach that to our starburst, and I'm going to grab a couple of dimensionals and just put it on the back here. And one thing you do have to be careful of a little bit is making sure that the starburst doesn't go below the edge of your box. So there he is there. And then there was no room on the front, so I took this clue from my friend Rhonda Wade, and she put the greeting on the back, and I thought that was a great idea, so I put it on the back because they'll still see it. So the last thing we need to do is put our treat inside, and of course you could put Hershey Kisses, or they have these really cute York peppermint patties that are in like a hot pink and a red. Those are super cute, but today I'll just keep it with the little Rice Krispie treat. So there's the two. This one is in Smoky Slate, and this one is in the light basic black Stampin' Blends marker. So that treat is all done. And this one you can see I used the other paper. This one I used the rose paper because they're all beautiful. So if you'll just give me a minute here, I'm gonna get my stamp set cleaned up and get out the next project. And I think the next one that we will do is we'll work on this one. And you guys, I realized that I forgot to print something out with my hostess code. So this week, as with all weeks, if you make a purchase of $30 or more through my store, I will send you all the make and take pieces for this project. And if you purchase $50, I'll send you all the pieces for this, but also you will qualify for a free Sale-a-Bration item. So I'll send the make and take pieces separately, of course. All right, so I realized I forgot to grab a piece of white paper, so let me... All right, so for this one we're going to need a couple things. First of all, our stamps. Hopefully this is still in view for you. We're going to need a piece of cardstock cut at 3 1/4 by 11. You're also going to need a little piece of scrap of lovely lipstick for a greeting we're going to do. You're going to need one of the small cello bags. And you're going to need a piece of the designer paper, and this one is cut at 3 inches by 3 3/4. And this one is also cut at 3 inches by 1 3/4. And I already punched this out. This is from the stitched framelits, so I did a circle in that. And then this one is from the layering circles, and this is in lovely lipstick. I just wanted to save a little bit of time for that. We're also going to be using, in the catalog, there's a bundle of ribbon. It's called All My Love ribbon. It's a combo pack, and it comes with this really thin 1/8 of an inch. This is in Flirty Flamingo. Did I say that right? Flirty Flamingo. Let me look real quick. Yes, Flirty Flamingo. And then this one is in the lovely lipstick. And we're going to be using both of these today, but right now we're going to be using the lovely lipstick. So we do need to do just a little bit of stamping here. And again, I'm going to use the Memento black ink. And I have my Hey Valentine. And then I'm going to use the classic label punch. And I'm going to punch that out. Do you remember in school, sometimes, I know my high school and in my middle school, we always did candy or a rose thing, and it was always so fun when someone, your secret admirer, sent you a flower secretly. I loved that. I didn't get a lot of them, but when I did, it was pretty exciting. All right, I'm inking up this really cute alligator with a hat on his head with some hearts. And there he is. And we're going to do some coloring on him. We're going to use our light Call Me Clover, dark Call Me Clover, and light and dark Lovely Lipstick. I'm going to put that aside so I don't get it in the way here. I'm going to use the light Call Me Clover. You know, I think I messed up. Well, yes, we're going to use those. We're also going to use the dark Seafoam. And when I made this alligator, I realized I don't really know what color an alligator belly is. And so I made this one kind of a skin color. So I decided this one I'm going to make it a light green and see how that turns out. Not too bad. We'll see how it matches the rest. Does anyone know what color an alligator belly is? Maybe it's a light brown. So I'm going to color his hat with the dark Lovely Lipstick and the hearts with the light Lovely Lipstick. Does anyone send Valentines out? I send them to my kids. I have 4 kids. 2 of them still live at home, so I still buy them little treats and send cards to the 2 that don't live at home anymore. All right, I'm going to use the light Call Me Clover to just color his body in. I really like the Stampin' Blends markers because they don't, you probably have heard me say this 100 times, they don't leave coloring lines. I have a little bit of OCD when it comes to coloring lines. When I was a kid, I would color very lightly so that I could not have coloring lines over anything. I think I passed that on to my oldest daughter because she's very meticulous in her coloring too. Alright, we're almost done. Just have his tail left here. And you can do some shadowing too with these blender pens with the light and dark. I'm not going to do that today just to save a little time. I actually really like that light green. I don't know if you can see it. I really like the light green, the seafoam green on his belly. Alright, so we can go ahead and attach this piece to the Lovely Lipstick piece. And while I'm assembling this, if you wouldn't mind, there's a share button on your screen. If you would share it, I would greatly appreciate that. That will help get my videos to other people so that they can see them too. I would appreciate that. Or give me a little heart for love if you love this, since it's Valentine's Day. And, oh, there it is. Somewhere I had lost my scoring tool. All right, so again, this piece is cut at 3 1/4 by 11, and we're going to score this in just 3 spots: 4, 5, and 9, and that's it. And we want to use our bone folder, get a nice crisp edge here. I really appreciate you guys stopping by today. I've been absent for a while, and I feel really bad about that, but with the holidays and being away, now I will warn you that in February I have a granddaughter coming, So as long as that doesn't fall on a Wednesday, we'll be just fine. But I'll give you notice that day and let you know for sure. And we'll reschedule. We won't cancel. We'll reschedule. So I have 2 pieces of designer paper here, cut at 3 by 3 3/4 and 3 by 1 3/4. All we need to do is put a little adhesive on the back of this. And we're going to put that on the top flap. So this is the part that closes down. And so this piece, let me show you one more time. So when your box is closed like this part's going to go out. So right here is where you want to put, just to make sure that some papers don't have a pattern, but this one does. Okay, so this part is pretty much done for right now. What I want to do is fill up my cello bag with a couple of these. I wish you guys could taste these. I wish I could share one with you because they're so yummy. But you see, I didn't eat the whole bag yet, so I have some more to share with somebody. I have to make sure I don't get too many or the bag won't close, the treat holder won't close. And to keep this closed, we're just going to flip this over. And I'm going to use a little piece of washi tape. And put that on the back. And then I do also want to have a little piece of tear and tape just to hold it in so it's not sliding all over. And I'll just probably put it down here. You don't need it to be super secure, but you don't want to be walking with it to give it to someone and have it fall out. So you're just going to open up your treat holder, stick that right inside, and make sure that you know what, I just put that in the wrong place. All right, put it on this little 1-inch score in the middle here because that's where it's going to sit. Oh, jeez. Yeah, see, it fits perfectly right there. And then this is going to come around the top here. And this is where we're going to use a piece of our lovely lipstick ribbon. We're not going to tie a bow. We're just going to tie a knot. And so we just need enough to make sure we have enough to tie our knot here. Whoops. I might have to go off camera. I'm trying to hold it in place. There we go. All right, now I'll just cut the edges off a little bit here. Make it look pretty. And that's all set. I'm going to bring it down just a little bit so that it holds my treat inside. And then with the alligator, we want to put a couple dimensionals on the back. But we want to make sure that it's not going to be on the top part here. We want to just keep it on the bottom part, the adhesive. So I'm going to put one there. I'm actually going to, normally I would put it on this piece here, but since I don't want it to go around the flap, otherwise you'll seal it shut, I'll put it on this bottom. So then I can put my alligator on. The other thing that this does right here is helps to kind of keep that flap tucked in. And then for this piece here, we're just going to put a little bit of adhesive on there. Again, I'm using my Tombow adhesive, the liquid adhesive, and I'm just going to put this right up here on the flap. Hey, Valentine. So now we have 2 treats that we can share with somebody with some of those delicious lava cakes inside. Aren't those super cute? And you can see this is the alligator with the, I can't remember what color it is, but it's like a skin color. Might be the pink, one of the pinks. And then this is with the soft seafoam. And I actually think I like the soft seafoam better. So let's put that one aside. And I'll get out all of the products for this last one. And what you need for this one, I'm going to make this one just a little bit different. with a different piece of paper. You need a piece of cardstock or a designer paper, cut it 4 inches by 5 inches, and you can see I'm using this other heart. You also need a little scrap of white and a little scrap of Flirty Flamingo. I need to change out my stamps here. And for this one, I'm going to do a little bird on the front instead of the gorilla. He's super cute, but I just wanted to change it up a little bit. You need a little piece of silver glimmer paper, and I cut this one at 1 inch by 3.5, and I just cut some banners off the edge, so that's already done. And then we need that 2-inch circle punch again. I'm just going to punch a circle there. And we're going to need the starburst punch again too. So we will just cut that from Flirty Flamingo for this one. And the first thing you're going to do is take this piece of designer paper and just fold it right in half. And then we're going to kind of just put that aside for a second so we can get our stamping done and our coloring. So for this one, I just wanted to get my little bird on there. I'll ink that up in my Memento ink. I'm going to put Hey Valentine at the bottom and the little bird right up there. And we're going to color this little bird with Pool Party, and I'm going to use dark Mango Melody for his beak. And the light Lovely Lipstick for the heart. I suppose you could also use the dark. It just makes it a little bit darker. And then I'm going to use the dark Pool Party to color this cute little bird in. And there he is. He or she. Cute, whatever it is. Alright, just going to put some adhesive right directly on there. Hook it to the starburst punch. And then for this one, we're going to need 2 pieces of ribbon. We're going to need enough to go around. And this piece doesn't tie. It's just held in place by this one here, which is tied into a bow. So we just need this to go around. Around your package there. And then we need a piece of this to tie a ribbon. So the first thing I think I'm going to do is put in my Fun Dip, and on the other one I didn't, but I think I'm going to put a little glue dot to hold it in place. Just the same concept as the other one, just so that it doesn't get away when you're taking it to deliver it. So we'll just put that right inside of there. We're going to fold this edge up, and this piece again just goes right around it. So now what we need to do is take a piece of the 1/8 inch Flirty Flamingo, and you can tie that one. I tied a bow. This one I think maybe I'll just tie a knot on it, just to show you the difference of what it can look like. And don't worry if you don't get it exactly tight, because you can always cinch it down a little bit. So I'm just going to tie this one. You can actually tie it here. Tie it in a knot and then tie it in a bow so it doesn't get away either. Sometimes I do that with a thinner ribbon or with the twine. So it looks like it needs to be trimmed down just a little bit. And then, like I said, you can just always cinch it down. Take these two, kind of pull it a little bit, and it'll make it tight again. And then what you want to do, I forgot to do this, put some adhesive on the back of this, strong adhesive. We're just going to tuck this back behind the ribbon. You don't want it to go over it because it will lock the ribbon in place, and then whoever you're giving it to won't be able to undo it without tearing it apart. This way all they have to do is undo the ribbon. So there's that piece, and then we want to add a couple dimensionals to the side, the two sides. We want it to be on this side and this side on the back so that it goes around the ribbon. And there you are, two really cute treat holders to give away to somebody. You probably heard about, I told you that over Christmas I made a bunch of little treat holders. I ended up giving away about 75 of them, and towards the end it was a real push because we were in Florida, so I gave a bunch away at Disney to some of the people that worked there, and the look on their face, one lady even said to me, one of the workers, the cast members at Disney said to me, I don't think I can accept this, and I assured her she could because lots of other people had, so she was so excited to get a treat just for herself because they're so busy catering to all of their people that are there visiting over the holidays. So she was super excited. So again, here are the treats, and if you would like to receive the make and takes for these treats, place a $30 order using the host code, and I will, once the video is completed, I'll post the host code above and a link to my Stampin' Up! Store. Again, if you purchase $30, you'll get the make and takes for these. You will need the stamp set. I cannot, per Stampin' Up! Policy, stamp the images for you, but if you would like me to assemble them, then I could stamp them and send them to you, and you can just put your treats inside. But otherwise you'll need the stamp set, or a similar stamp set would be fine. If you place a $50 order, you can also select one of the Sale-a-Bration items out of the catalog. So I really appreciate you all stopping by and coming to see what I have to make today. I'll be back again next week to share some other fun things out of the occasions catalog. We're going to be focusing on birthdays next week, so I hope you'll join me again at 4 o'clock next Wednesday. I hope you have a great weekend and the rest of your week, and I'll see you soon. Thank you. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.